Today, we're cracking open a book of poetry and prayer that has, for thousands of years, shaped how people worship and found comfort. We're talking about the Book of Psalms. But forget about dusty old scrolls for a second. I want you to think of it more like a songbook, an ancient playlist that has outlasted every single chart topper in history. So what's actually in this incredibly enduring collection of songs? Well, let's dive in and find out. So, at its heart, the Book of Psalms is an anthology. It's a collection of 150 songs, poems, and prayers from ancient Israel. In fact, its Hebrew name, Tehillim, literally means praises. And that's key, because this was never a book meant for silent reading. It was the official hymnal for temple worship, designed to be sung, to be chanted, and prayed out loud. Now, to really understand its power, we gotta look at its brilliant structure. See, this isn't just some random jumble of songs. It's a masterpiece that was organized with a ton of intention. The 150 Psalms are actually grouped into 5 distinct books, and that's no accident. A lot of scholars believe this structure is meant to mirror the 5 books of the Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. It's almost as if the songbook is a direct response to God's law, a way for people to sing back their faith, their doubts, and all their hopes. So that brings up a big question. Who wrote this incredible songbook? And while one name usually jumps to mind, the real story is way more complex. And honestly, a lot more interesting. This chart here breaks it down beautifully. Yeah, King David is the heavyweight champion, credited with 73 psalms. That's nearly half the entire collection. But look at the rest. The next biggest piece of the pie, a full 50 psalms, are completely anonymous. Then you've got these really specific contributions from people like Asaph, who was a temple priest, and the sons of Korah, an entire guild of temple musicians. Even Moses and Solomon get one each. This was never one person's work. It was a national project. And this national project wasn't just a collaboration between different people, it was a collaboration across time. This timeline shows that the writing process spanned at least 1,000 years of history. It kicks off with a prayer attributed all the way back to Moses, runs through King David's reign, and keeps going right into one of their absolute darkest moments, the Babylonian exile, which gave us the heartbreaking Psalm 137, By the Rivers of Babylon. The final collection that we have today was probably put together not long after that. And this incredible history, with so many different voices, is what gives the Psalms their real power. It's a songbook with a song for every single human emotion you can imagine. And the way they express these emotions is really unique. See, Hebrew poetry doesn't rely on rhyming words. It rhymes ideas. It's a technique called parallelism, where the second line of a verse will echo or expand on or even contrast with the first. It creates this incredible depth and rhythm you can feel, even in translation. Scholars have identified several key genres, and you can see them right here. You've got hymns, which are these pure songs of praise. Then you have laments, and these are actually the most common type, which are just raw, honest cries for help. They give people the words for their grief. And then you have songs of thanksgiving, wisdom, and even royal psalms for big state events. You realize pretty quickly, whatever you're feeling, there's a psalm for it. You can just feel the pure, explosive joy in a hymn of praise like this one from Psalm 19. See that parallelism? The heavens declare is echoed and amplified by the skies proclaim. It's just an explosion of worship, a real high point on the emotional spectrum. But then you have the complete opposite, a lament from Psalm 13, just filled with anguish and this feeling of being totally abandoned. This is what makes the Psalms so real. They don't shy away from pain or doubt or even being angry with God. They give an honest voice to our absolute darkest moments. And then there are these moments of quiet reflection. A wisdom psalm, like this opening line from the enormous Psalm 119, is a meditation on what it means to live a life of faith. It's not an emotional cry of joy or pain, but a quiet, confident statement of belief. So how did this incredible collection of songs, covering every human emotion, become so central to faith and culture for literally thousands of years? Let's trace that journey. It all started with the Psalms being used as librettos, basically the lyrics, for choirs in the Jerusalem temple. After the temple was destroyed, they became a cornerstone of Jewish synagogue prayer, a tradition that is still going strong today. Then, early Christians adopted the Psalms as their very first hymnal. And that direct line just keeps going, inspiring countless modern hymns, gospel anthems, and even popular music all over the world. So why do they endure? What's the secret?
Well, it's because they give us a timeless model for how to talk to God. They give us permission to be completely, brutally honest about our feelings, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're a source of deep comfort, and they're a direct, unbroken link to thousands of years of people who have felt the exact same things we feel right now.
You know, this ancient songbook isn't just a historical artifact, it's an invitation to add our own voice to the choir. So, that leaves us with one final thought. If you wrote a psalm today, one that reflected your life, your hopes, your fears, what would it be about?